Welcome to Melrose Unitarian Universalist Church. Our service today is titled Joy Like a Fountain, Ingathering and Water Communion. Good morning. Excellent. Happy New Year, happy new church year. It's great to see so many faces, old and new, back here with us today. I hope that you had a great summer. My name is Reverend Dr. Suzanne Intriligator. I'm the minister of this congregation. My pronouns are she and her. And I had a good summer on the whole. It was a little mixed. I got COVID for the first time. And then I got shingles, even though I'm vaccinated. But things took a turn for the better eventually, and I got some time at the beach and some time to visit my mother in Kentucky. And things took a real turn for me, at least on July 21st. And I'm feeling much more hopeful and energetic now, and I hope that is the same is true for you. I'm looking forward to checking in with everybody. I'm going to start having office hours again on Wednesday evenings from 4 to 7 in my office, so please feel free to drop by. And if that time isn't good for you, please email me and we'll set up a different time or reach out however you like. I would just love to have a chat with everybody and see how your summer was and how you're doing now. So, we have a few announcements before we get started. Joining me in leading worship today for the very first time is our brand new Director of Lifelong Religious Education, and that is Rhea Brown-Bright. Hooray for Rhea. A few pertinent facts about Rhea. They have a cat named Curtis, who is 4 years old. They live with their wife, Katie, in Waltham, and both of them were here last night for the art gala. I got to meet Katie for the first time. They're lovely. Rhea enjoys playing the guitar sometimes, and they use they, them pronouns, and they're open to having a chat. They would love to get to know you too, so drop by. They've got posted office hours in the hallway. Our church is a vibrant, caring community dedicated to love and to service. All who share our values are welcome among us. If you're joining us for the first time, we have a greeter today who's here to answer all your questions. That's Nancy Nichols. Nancy, could you wave so everybody knows where you are? That's Nancy. See her in coffee hour. And you can see me in coffee hour too. We'd be happy to get to know you. And we have just another announcement. We have a special enhanced coffee hour today. Thank you to our board who are providing special snacks to welcome everybody back from a long summer. So thank you to Mary Beth and Gretchen and Kathy, who are your coffee hours hosts. And thank you to Wendy, who's our usher today. Now we have just one more announcement about a big, exciting upcoming event from our climate team. I want to call up Dan Franklin, the captain of the team, to share that announcement. Dan, come on.
So, we have just seen the hottest summer on... Oh, thank you. Yes. We have just seen the hottest summer on record. We've seen historic floods, followed by more historic floods. Our bridges are buckling from temperatures and floods they were never designed for. Our infrastructure and our culture are not prepared for the changes in our climate. The climate crisis is here. And those hardest hit are those least responsible for it. What should we do? We need to do more than react. We need to rethink and plan ahead. In our climate justice revival, we will have conversations that will envision what we hope 2050 will look like in our community. We'll frame the challenges climate change will place on our community and all of its members. We'll brainstorm collective actions to handle the risks to the community and identify our individual abilities and joys that each of us can contribute to the collective climate action. It's called the Climate Justice Revival because it invites us to recommit to our UU values with a focus on climate change and its effects on the members of our community. It will take place the last weekend of September, with a Saturday morning spent on these conversations, a Sunday worship service to deepen our commitment, and a Sunday afternoon advocacy hour when we will begin to take action together to bring about a world in which everyone can thrive. We hope you will attend and contribute to this conversation. You can ask me more about it or any other member of the climate team after the service, and there's also a poster out in Fellowship Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, climate team. Looking forward to that big weekend. On to today's service. If you've been here for a while, you know that about once a month we have a multi-generational service. That means we welcome our kids to stay with us the whole hour. And generally when we do that, we change the format a little bit so the worship service is more interactive and involves more moving around and less sitting still and listening. So today's service will be a little bit different. To help you, if you feel like you need an order of service, I am trying something new today. Bill, if you could put up that next slide. If you feel like you need an order of service and you happen to have your phone on you, there's a QR code. So you could take out your phone. It's showing on Zoom, but it's not showing in here for some reason. Bill's working on that, anyway. Also, I put it in today's worship reminder. So if you got the reminder email this morning, there's a link to it in the email. Yeah, go ahead, hold up your phone, take a picture of the QR code. It should bring up a link to a PDF if you feel like you need an order of service today. Let me know if this experiment works, if you like it. Or you can just sit and relax and let me guide you through the service. You know that I give you plenty of instructions so you can't get lost. So, other special things about today's service. There will be no sermon, but there'll be a longer story and a longer guided meditation and more time for joys and sorrows so we can catch up with one another. Plus, a special hymn and a choir anthem, both of which were written by our very own Tom Hoynatsky, our wonderful music director, so special music today. And then at the end, our water ceremony. If you brought special water to share in our water ceremony, you'll be bringing it up at the end, so if you just hold on to it for now. Now, finally, it's time to greet one another. If you would turn to everyone else in your pew, people in front of you and behind you, say hello and good morning. Hi to folks on Zoom. Hi, Bill. Clearly, we're all glad to see each other this morning. I call us to worship with these words from the Reverend Molly Hausch Gordon. I like to start every water communion with these. You might recall them. We gather together this morning tenderly, like drops of dew on a leaf of grass. Hopefully, like gathered raindrops in a cloud. Gleefully, like water rushing in a stream to the sea. Deeply, like groundwater pulled up from a well. We gather from every direction for another year of growth and depth, another year of companionship and hope, another year of learning to love this world. We gather like the water that joins us across all creation, the water that connects us within and without, merging and flowing across the entire world. Amen. And now let us light the symbol of our faith, the flaming chalice. Here to light it this morning and lead us in our mission statement is one of the co-chairs of our anti-racism team, Karen Gabler. Hi, Karen.
Oh, it's all right here. Good morning. Welcome back, everyone, to a great year ahead. At MUUC, we nurture and challenge ourselves. Here.
Hold you up for a second.
Yep.
Let's light the
Oh,
chalice and then invite everyone to stand. I know,
Forgot.
I'm stuck on ceremony here. It's part of the ceremony.
Sorry.
I want everyone to join in.
Whoops, it just went out.
Oh, it went out? Okay, well,
Here, let's do it. Getting back into the swing of things here.
We're not perfectionists here.
Okay, try again. This is At MUUC, we nurture. Oh, everyone stand. Woo, okay, thanks. At MUUC, we nurture and challenge ourselves to deeper understanding, meaning, and purpose. We gather through worship, music, lifelong learning, and caring ministries to build a vibrant, compassionate, and growing MUUC. We inspire spiritual growth, to heal hearts, and to support each other. We give generously of our time, effort, and resources at MUC and beyond. We transmit our contributions and grateful for those of others. We transform lives and communities beyond our walls through our own efforts and partnership with others in the service of social and environmental justice.
Please, everyone, remain standing for our opening hymn to celebrate our regathering as a worship body today and to call in the power of all the earth's elements. Tom has written us a brand new hymn this morning. The lyrics will appear up on the screen, and the choir will lead us in the brand new melody. Thank you. You may be seated. That was really fun. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, choir. So, what do we mean when we say that water is the essence of life? Well, let's start at the very, very beginning. We live on planet Earth, and Earth is covered with water. In fact, it's almost 3/4 of the Earth is covered with water. But almost all of that water, more than 96%, is oceans, and that's too salty for us to drink. So, only 3% of the Earth's water is fresh water, and only a small fraction of that is available for us to drink. And why do we need to drink? Well, because literally we are made of water. Your brain is 75% water. Your brain needs water in order to produce hormones and neurotransmitters, all the chemicals it uses to sense and think and communicate. Your blood is 83% water. It delivers oxygen to all the cells in your body. Your body also uses water to digest food, to lubricate your joints, to regulate your temperature, and to flush out waste. When we say that water is the very essence of life, we mean it quite literally. Without water, there is no life, no plants, no animals, no humans, no life. Rhea.
Good morning. All right, so after thinking a little bit about how we are water, right? It's the essence of life. We're gonna create a rainstorm together. And after we create the rainstorm, we'll move into actually embodying the movement of water, which is why I have this fun bin up here with me. But to start, there's a couple sounds you can do. So maybe you wanna stand and stomp your feet. Right, that can be the thunder. Or maybe you wanna snap your fingers, it can be like little rain droplets. Or maybe you wanna clap. Or maybe you wanna make a hissing sound. And now I want all of you to pick apart. And maybe you have something I haven't even thought of to make this rainstorm. And we're gonna start making the rain together. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. And I want you to keep making this rainstorm. And I want to go around with some fabric and some ribbons, and you slowly want to transition into being a river or an ocean and waving around together. Now maybe you have fabric, or maybe you have ribbons, and you can wave them high and wide, and you can also be the water, or maybe you want to wave your arms if you didn't get a ribbon. And we are the water. There is water inside us as this moment. We're creating motion. We're creating remembrance of it. We're moving through the cycle together. I don't have a ribbon, so maybe I'll twirl my very big watery dress. I have a fish shirt, so the fishes are swimming with me. And we're moving together. And then we're gonna slowly stop our waving. And we're just gonna make little raindrops. And the storm's coming to an end. And the water's becoming a little stagnant, but it's still there. And that's how water's part of us. We've made the water visible, but even when it stops, it's still a little bit part of us. All right? And I want to say, if you're good with this, since it is water communion, there's plenty of chances to wave some water ribbons. So I'll let them be kept during service. Just don't hit each other with them, please.
Yes, wave the water if you want, if the Spirit moves you. The Spirit is moving my iPad to act up, so bear with me for a minute. Okay. When we say that water is the essence of life, we mean it literally. Throughout all of human history, people have known how important water is. When people live close to the earth and in concert with natural rhythms, the flow of the earth and the storms, people live with water. They understand the power of water and the need for it and our deep human interdependence with the world's water. Around the world, indigenous people still hold this knowledge, still live it in their ancient cultures. Today, around the world, indigenous activists are speaking out from the depths of their cultures, asking us to pay attention to the water, to protect the water. Our story today is for all ages, and it's about one of these activists. Well, it's about two of these activists. Before we tell the story, can we tell you a little bit about these activists, about these real-life people our story is about? So let me just give you a little bit of background information. There we go. Around the year 2000, Josephine Mendeman, a respected elder of the Anishinaabe people of the Great Lakes area, better known as Grandmother Josephine, got more and more concerned about the pollution in all the waterways of North America. She told people, in our culture, women are the carriers of the water. We carry life for the people. That's our responsibility, our role, to pass on the knowledge and understanding of water to all people, not just Anishinaabe people, but people of all colors. In 2003, when she was 61 years old, Grandmother Josephine led a group of Anishinaabe women on a prayer walk all the way around Lake Superior, a distance of 2,726 miles. There's Lake Superior there, the blue one at the top. It took them more than a month. They carried water with them in a special copper bucket, and they performed sacred ceremonies on the lake. The group became known as the Mother Earth Water Walkers, and they kept walking. In the past 20 years, the group has walked more than 10,000 miles around all the Great Lakes and many other waterways in North and even in Central America. Grandmother Josephine was appointed Chief Water Commissioner for the Anishinaabe Nation in Canada. In 2012, Josephine's grandniece, an 8-year-old girl named Autumn Peltier, found that many First Nations communities did not have safe drinking water in their homes. For years and years, they had to boil their water before they could use it. Autumn decided that this was unfair and dangerous. She began speaking out. Eventually, Autumn publicly confronted the Prime Minister of Canada. And then she spoke at the United Nations. In 2019, after Grandmother Josephine died, Autumn was appointed Chief Water Commissioner of the Anishinaabe Nation. She was just 14 years old at the time. Our story today is called Autumn Peltier, Water Warrior. It's written by Carol Lindstrom, who is Anishinaabe and Métis. She's also an enrolled member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Ojibwe people. The book is illustrated by Bridget George, who is Anishinaabe, and an illustrator from the Kettle and Stony Point First Nation. The story itself is told from the point of view of water, which will be played today by Rhea. The story also includes a refrain that will be sung by our choir, and you can join in too, and you will know it when you see it.
All right. This is a time where if you'd like to be a little closer, you're more than welcome. I just realized I forgot to grab the book. But you're more than welcome to come closer, but if you're happy in your seat, you are. If you would like to come grab the book and look at it and not just at the screen, that is also completely okay. It is here for y'all. All right. Let's get started. I am Nibi. I have a spirit. I have feelings. I remember. For a very long time, all life on earth cared for me, looking 7 generations into the future to make sure I was pure and clean for their children's children. I remember how the Anishinaabe cherished me, loved me. Speak for the waters, sing for the water, dance for the water. Over time, more people came, diminishing their voices, drowning out their message. These people didn't care for me, didn't cherish me, didn't love me. As my voice grew quieter, the women who cared for me were forced to get louder. And then I met Grandma Josephine. I remember her touch, the ripple. She walked miles and miles around the Great Lakes, carrying my spirit and her copper pail so people would see her and see me. The 7th generation is creating a sea of change. It was a soft voice at first, like a ripple, but with practice, it grew louder. When Grandma Josephine journeyed on to the spirit world, Autumn, her great niece, began to use her voice for me. Autumn is the 7th generation. She honors me through ceremony, offering me as isma and prayers for health and well-being. I know Autumn, and Autumn knows me. Speak for the water, sing for the water, dance for the water. When she saw signs that read, "Stop, water not safe to drink, to wash, to touch," she summoned her courage and confronted the people who made decisions, telling them how she was unhappy with their choices, telling them that I am precious, telling them that without me, there would be no life. There would be nothing. Her ancestors knew that as the 7th generation, Autumn would be the one to raise her voice. Though she began in her great aunt's footsteps, Autumn is blazing her own path for me. Speak for the water, sing for the water, dance for the water. For the next 7 generations, for healthy animals and plants, for you, for me. With Grandma Josephine guiding her and the woman who came before her, Autumn visited different indigenous communities. She met leaders from all over the world, speaking out loud and strong for me. Like a ripple in a vast sea, people are beginning to wake up and listen. But I need all of you now to grow the ripple, to be the tidal wave. Be like Autumn and Grandma Josephine. Leave good footprints for me. Speak for the water. Think of the water. Dance for the water. What will you do for me?
Every Sunday, in the center of our service, we create a time together for quiet meditation, a time for each of us to go inward and connect again with our inner selves, our highest ideals, our own individual sense of the divine, however we understand it. Let's begin this time together by closing our eyes and breathing deeply. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your body relaxing and sinking into your seat. Breathe. Today, since we're gathered as one big multi-generational family, we're going to do our meditation time a little bit differently from usual. We'll do our centering song. We'll sit for a shorter time of shared quiet. Not silence, but quiet, however we can manage quiet is fine. And then I will lead us in a guided meditation. And then we'll share our joys and sorrows. Our worship theme for September is the power of joy. And I chose this centering song for the month because it connects us with images of water and to the theme of joy. It's number 100 in the gray hymnal, I've Got Peace Like a River, but the words will appear up on the screen. Please remain seated, join in as you like, and let the song just guide you into a short time of shared quiet. Since the time of Buddha, 2,500 years ago, Buddhists have practiced a kind of meditation that is meant to grow our human ability to be loving, patient, and kind. This is called metta, or loving kindness meditation. If you do it daily, you might just become a better person. I've been doing it for several years now, and I think it might be working. So here is metta meditation. This one is designed for kids, so it should be accessible to all of us. It's based on the work of Ajahn Brahm, a British-born Buddhist teacher now in Australia. It will take about 5 minutes. All you need to do is sit and listen, imagine, and feel. Let's start, if you like, by breathing in. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. One way to start metta is to think of someone or something that you love. Since we're doing this together, and a lot of people love puppies, for this session, let's imagine a puppy. In your mind, imagine that you see a puppy out alone in the rain, looking sad and hungry. If you like, imagine that you pick up the puppy and you hold him, petting him and warming him up. Notice the compassion and the love you feel rising in your body as you embrace the puppy. Imagine this love is a light coming out of your heart, and watch the light as it gently flows over your puppy. Feel this light of compassion growing now, and let it flow all over you, too. Think of a time, maybe recently, when you felt sad or lonely, and let compassion for yourself grow. Let it comfort you. Welcome this compassion and love you have for yourself. Bless yourself by saying quietly, "May I be healthy and happy." Imagine this love now growing out from you like ripples on a lake. Watch as the love reaches your closest loved ones, your parents, your children, your sister or brother. Remember how sometimes they struggle and feel sad too. Feel the love and compassion you have for them growing. Send out a blessing for them. Say silently, "May you be healthy and happy." Watch the ripples go out even further now. Watch as the light reaches your close friends, teachers, the rest of your family. Think about how life can sometimes be hard for them too. Feel your compassion and love for them blossom from your heart. Send out a blessing. May you be healthy and happy. Send your beautiful, compassionate ripple even further to acquaintances or people you barely know, other kids in your school, co-workers, people in your gym, people here at church. See them in your mind and send your compassion and love to them and bless them too. May you be healthy and happy. Now imagine the light of your compassion growing even more, stretching out over the whole world to billions of people you don't know at all. Imagine how right this minute someone somewhere might be hungry or sad, angry or lonely. Feel your compassion and love grow for all the people in the world. Send them a blessing. May you be healthy and happy. Now think about all the animals out there. Some of them are hungry and some are suffering. Send them your love and compassion and a blessing. Think of all the trees and the plants in the world, so many that we need to live and survive. Some of them are suffering now from pollution or being hurt or used up. Send them a blessing too. Very last of all, think about people you don't really like. Maybe there's someone in your life who annoys you or bullies you. Think about how sad or lonely that person might be. How hard it is to have anger in your heart all the time. If you can, feel compassion for that person and bless them too. By now, you may be feeling so much love in your heart that you're practically bursting with it. Sit quietly and feel all this love and compassion. Notice how good it feels. Enjoy that feeling. When you are ready, open your eyes. Remember that loving kindness meditation is a practice. Today, you might not feel so much love for other people or for yourself, but if you keep practicing, you may notice the amount of love will grow and get stronger day by day until you actually do have enough love to send it out to people you don't even like. If you do it every day and make it a habit, you'll see how much more patient and happy you feel. Thank you for trying that. Amen. It is our tradition in worship every week to share with one another the milestones of our lives, our personal joys and sorrows. I thought there'd be more joys and sorrows. There generally are when we're apart for so long. Go ahead, Wendy, and light that candle for all the joys that were shared, those that remain in our hearts this morning. Let the candle be a reminder for all of us to feel grateful for the many, many blessings in our lives. And now, Tom, it's time for you.
Our church is a self-funded, supported by your generous annual pledge. You may also give to our weekly collection, which we split every month with a worthy group, via our Giving Beyond Our Walls program. Remote folks can donate using the orange button at the top right corner of our homepage at melroseuu.org. In honor of the climate justice revival happening later this month, our climate action team has chosen the Friends of Wakefield's NEMT Forest to be our giving partner for September. The Friends are committed to protecting the remaining forested wetlands of the NEMT Forest and natural resources in the broader Wakefield area through collaboration, legislation, and activism. Our offertory selection today is something that I wrote especially for the choir. It's called As the Water Are We.
That was so pretty. And I loved the little dancing waves that also were happening at the same time. It's great to be together. So we have made the sounds of a rainstorm, and we've learned about water walkers. We've practiced loving kindness and shared our joys and sorrows. All that's left now is our water ceremony. And before that, I'd like to offer a poem just to set the mood. Before the water ceremony, let me just explain. We have 2 stations here. I'd like to do it a little differently this year. We're always changing things up around here. First, I want to invite you to come forward using this aisle and this aisle and make one big circle and then go back that way, just so we don't have a traffic jam. And as you can see, there's 2 water stations, and they have kind of different ideas. The water symbolizes our community, as you know. So come first, please, to this station, if you like. Of course, it's all optional, however the Spirit moves you. You come to this station first, and if you like, pour some water into the bigger, our punch bowl from years past, into the larger receptacle. If you've brought special water, please bring that forward, and please join it into, that symbolizes everyone bringing water from their homes and bringing themselves. Today, this symbolizes what you would like to give to our community this year, what you have to give to make the whole even better. And then I'd invite you to step over to the other table where we have another bowl of water. This is water that I have saved from water communions in the past. This symbolizes our community, and I have boiled that water so it's clean. And I invite you to put your hand in as you like, touch that water, feel it, and maybe bring it back onto yourself and bless yourself, anoint yourself, thinking about what you would like to take from this community this year, what it is that your heart needs today. Maybe it's just some warmth, some solace, a hug, friendship, community, inspiration. So, what you'd like to give and what you'd like to receive today in our water communion. And just one last reading, a poem to set the mood before we have our water communion. This is from the writer and psychoanalyst, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. The poem is called Rainmaker, You Could Be the Water. I share it as a prayer for you and for all of us. By the scent of water alone, the withered vine comes back to life. And thus, wherever the land is dry and hard, you could be the water. Or you could be the iron blade disking the earth open. Or you could be the asakea, the mother ditch carrying the water from the river to the fields to grow the flowers for the farmers. Or you could be the honest engineer mapping the dams that must be taken down, and those dams which could remain to serve the venerable all instead of only the very few. You could be the battered vessel for carrying water by hand, or you could be the one who stores the water. You could be the one who protects the water, or the one who blesses it, or the one who pours it. Or you could be the tired ground that receives it, or you could be the scorched seed that drinks it, or you could be the vine, green growing over land in all your wild audacity. Amen. Tom, would you play us some music, please? And I invite you now to come forward as you like, as the Spirit moves. Pour water and give to the community. Take water, bless yourself from what you'd like to receive today. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you, Tom. I invite everyone now, as you are willing and able, as the Spirit moves, to stand and join in our closing hymn, which is, I think, everybody's favorite, Blue Boat Home. It is, the lyrics obviously will appear up here on the screen. It's in your teal hymnal number 1046. Really? Thank you. 1064. We're here? Thank you, thank you. Please remain standing and join me in the chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish the flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you. You may be seated. Just a quick invitation to everyone to join us for coffee hour, which is in the big room just down the hallway there. We've got special treats from our board today to welcome us all back for the new year. Thank you all for joining us in worship, and happy Sunday.